Greetings, everyone who have gathered here. Most Reverend Lalruatsaka Bishop of Faisal, the newly ordained priest, Reverend Father Stephen Lalruatsaka, our parish priest, Reverend Father Joseph Lalbiak, Father Richard Jarain, Socios, all the priests, religious, brothers, sisters, and everyone who have gathered here. I, Caroline Larosangi, and my co-host, Francis Amanga, welcome you all to this felicitation program. We are deeply humbled and grateful to be able to stand here in front of you all on this Jesuit Puithiam thar lawmna local khomzongzong te in zavain thinlung le ti tak zetin kan lo lo macheu mishing te hian do thu sam te rua man na te kan nei ve china amai ro chu kan do thu sam te ti hlotlin na chu pathian ania aman engkim aruat fel china vo inni aniruata heta kan local khom thei hi alom emema father tharpo lompuina kan hlan non le ane
aletuna chuan kan program chan nan kan zawain crossin chiana siamila pale for pale kharang thiang mingin amen lalpan chongtrai dan minjin tir dan mangin ilo chongtrai ang kan pa vanami iming zainom ro se iramlo thleng ro se idu zong vanan tiangin leami tiro se voinatan kanei tur min pe ang che kan chunga poi khoi tu te kan ngai dam angin kan poi khoi te ngai dam ang che swal tur thlem nalama min shwai lo la thil thalo la ka chuan minum him zo kang che amen chibai mari khongai na khat lalpa chui ne na om meichia azonga malso minia irilara iswa chumalso mani mari thiang lim pathian nu keini miswal te min trong trai sakang che tunale kan thi hundara po amen ropui na chu pale fa pale tharau thiang lim ne na omro se atira omangin tunale chatuanin amen pale fa pale tharau thiang lim mingin amen
tuna chuanin zai kan ngai thadona project praise te hi Catholic chalai rual ben le zai pol anga indin ania kumsang ni sompanga khan zaya rongbol tura indin ania Mizoram hun shanga te zain rongan bol china chu mei pialama chu Mizoram pona te po zain anlo chhuak anlo fe chhuak photo ani. Today we are very blessed to have here with us a choir formed by our very own Catholic talents. The choir has traveled all across Mizoram, hosting worship and praise services, and they have also performed in different parts of India, and we are very proud of them. Please welcome on stage Project Praise. heng project praise te kan lawmna. Thank you, Project Praise, for your melodious performance. You are indeed the pride of our Catholic community, and we are very proud of you. Tuna chuanin cake cutting ceremony kan lo mangdo na nga ka co-host Pu Francis mga kuta kalane.
Hello me. Kung ngayon ako dan hi ulo ka ngay to tlata. Reverend Father Stephen kung ngayon stage alo cho sila kan zavain could bang in ilo lomang puluk sang kima local sela chuan Father nu kha khonge ani nen khan local sela pikle rile puluk sang kima ten a cake zaitur hi akhu na hi an hon sakanga chemte kha sa tro sign ga sia kan Father thar hian thili adu simple khop maya voin hi keinin lom ro pui kan du sia anin lom ro pui a lau sia kan ro rel po a boy thin khop maya amai ro chu laya kanin to ka voin hun hi kan thengani chuan anni anu le pa ten a ke khi an han li hon sakanga chuan anin alo zai don ani le khala ma chang khan pi clear khan lo good beng ang le chuan Father thar hian voin nichina lom thuo asoina asoi ang khan voin hi ama lotlin na chaw ani lowa ring tu mi puite diocese puma kan chong trai na chan na ani chu wangin keima tak po in ka lom puizo ka cheu ati ang khan voina kan zawai kan lom na nia hian Father hi alom na kan lom puyang le han zai ro se tikhan kan du to kanga ama du dan takin in bar a om lowanga chuanin kan nula le tlangwal ten helaya ke khiron la son sela ama hianin anu le apa te an penga chumizo chun semturin in ron la don nia and Father chunga kan lawmna tura chon tu soitur kan ko nga langa we would like to request the parish priest of Cathedral Parish, Reverend Father Joseph Lalbiak Thanga, to address the gathering.
Puithiam thar Reverend Father Stephen Lalruatsaka tin kan Bishop zaom takte kan Father Sister Catechist le ring tu mi pui dom tak teu Father Stephen hi Mizo chhulchhuak zinga Puithiam somlina chia ani to chuda chuanin van duai thak takin Puithiam panhi kan sun to ten Puithiam panhi dang in min chhuak san lau maya ti chuanin Puithiam som thum le paruk tuna hian Mizo kan meka asomlina ani sim po hi number duom takania chuwang chuanin pathianin arong bolna hian malasom ngei po kandu saka kan be sei thlat ani Society of Jesus kanan tia hi Mithialim Ignatius of Leala ina adin ani an society motor him hi aropui katechina pathian raupui nan ti hian top mai ni pathian raupui nan he congregation hi din ani te chuanin Kovel pumpuya continent panga an ni in heta hian in ziaka khovel andap chhuaka tin society dang ne na andang lam na em ne ka khiat chu an superior general an than hian kum nga chung an thang thina an ni chu po bang deuh hian le bishop bang deuh hian voi khat an than chua to kha chu adam chung ina thok tu rani chu an dang lam na em mai hi ani a ten an ril ru hi apui thinga an thuk rui maya an bulahan khosak hi chuan kan te chem hian ka in thina pa thiang lim po hianin amat he ber ania chuwang chuan an superior general de po hi tun ma te he ka chuan in the black pope an te thina chuwang chuan in pope thachang dol tu tak po pina aron arin rol bera anei kum khuwa vein thlenga ala nei hi an ni a an congregation hi ten society dang ne na an dang lam na pakhat le chu mission station tak thing tlang khuwa facilities om lawmna a han kal hi an kharizum lian ber ani a kan bishop ina som thum point Mizoram ate chuan health facilities in nei tha education tha an kim in nei na lomi sarkar paina in kol tha chuan lomi na tho tur kan nei ve mi Mizoram anti a college si kan du ve e anti a college ero hi chu ron than an tuma amaro chu har sat na neu awangin I achun zom thei ta lo a ti chuan in en ti nan lung le ya sonan nom to a sanga sakwa som sari le paruk vel khanin anron tana secret heart school so an vadina ni this one secret heart school khan income nei don chia tia khanin a kini chu mundanga kanin son le tonge diocese in hei hi chu take up to mai ro antia an thona diocese mason na tur hi an ril rupui berani chu congregation dang po hianin an en to na tan hin ka du thin khop maya kan soi phak chu am hau lova amara chu an ril rupui zia lan ti nan income om don chi in an chu san le thina diocese ne na an pethin ten kita na kala na po kan muwa jakama muna khian college an dinani sumi college po chu aruang am en kim mai income an tan tia khan bishop of Kohima nena bishop hey in en kol thei to keni chu mun danga kan kalange antia mun danga khan an kal le maya chu Jesuit ho ro pui na ani a sultiang ang society member ni tura Father Stephen Lalruatsaka Mizo zinga po pathumna an ni tamai hi ke chu thinlung takin kalom puya Society of Jesus magle na chu ke chu Jesuit kania chu ti khati ti in an hampur velo mo ai tham puar velo until veiber kasu ko ran pum pui malak na hi an veilen ber ania wangin chutiang ang fa ron sing thei tu pu George sang zuala van duai thak takin voina hian kan zinga aom lo hi a khreom kati a ten pi clear thuam liani voina mindam puya he ta hi chua khong ai nan ding chuak le sela kan lompui ne tilan tina ku ti lo beng leng pi clear thuam lian hi nuro pui ani fapa father in evang hian ifapa hian ni tin lali su Krista taksa le thi sen in thoina hlan na aron shreng don che hlan tel zel don che a chu tiang fa pa inei thei awang hian kan lom pui che ani ten chu ti rual chuan ka parish itiang. I am very grateful to the Society of Jesus for making me host this ordination. Okay. Chu wang chuan in kalom em rigot mai ni ten apa talo lia khu vek thei tur khopa pa chan chang puluk sang kima le pi Catherine laltan pui tenu pa hi anwan thamuan em pui em ti hi ka ron sei lang du lo ka ron sei lang le a pathianin he andu sakna le until thati hi ale tam takin rul sela Christ the King Cathedral Parish a ring tu mi pui zong tele brother le sister le father te mingin Father Stephen kan lom pui che a du sakna kan hlan che kalome.
Reverend Father Joseph kan lom le mai voin he ordination zo takamin thleng tu ani a ani kha kan Diocese Puithiama kan senior ber ani tuna chuan thu soi turin Father Richard Jerain SJ kan somanga ani thu soi zo azai tur hian project praise tekha kan lawin ring don nia. I would like to request Reverend Father Richard to come and address the gathering.
I'm not planning to change my name to Richard, but Father Richard has requested me to say a few words because he says he already gave a long speech in the Mass time. So he has already said, dear so-and-so, Bishop and all that. So I'm even going to skip that because half the speech he has already given. Anyway, thank you very much. I want to begin with those words. To our dear Bishop, to our parish priest and Vicar General, to all of you members here, the parish, that wonderful choir and everybody else, thank you so much for making this day so special for Stephen, for his mother, for his dear family members, and for us, the Jesuits, who are his new adopted family. And we are so grateful to God for so many blessings that has come together in this place. Father Biaka, Joseph Biaka, began the process of canonization of the Jesuits just now by saying so many nice things, like we are walking on water and we are doing all these big things. You know, we are human beings just like you, struggling, trying to do our very best for God. And we are grateful to the Society of Jesus, which calls out the best in us, demands that we give not little bit, not much, but all. Saint Ignatius of Loyola demanded that we don't never be satisfied. The famous Latin word magis. Magis is the more. Nobody can say, I gave everything. We often say, no, I did my best. Any Jesuit who says, I did my best, is not faithful to Saint Ignatius of Loyola. Because Saint Ignatius never used the superlative best. He said, more. You can always, till your dying breath, do more. And that is why there is a greater demand and call for each Jesuit to do more. I want to say that Father Stephen, Lalruatsaka Asaka, we call for short, right? So he is somebody who has taken, you saw that list here of the studies that he has done. 19 years after his metric, count these years, 19 years he studied to become a Jesuit. And you know who started all this mischief? Father Richard. He's the one who called him, of course, who took him. Jesus called him, but anyway, he's the one, he started all of this, and he did. You know, Jesuit formation is very long. And I'll tell you a small story, secret actually. About 15, 20 years ago, the Jesuits were having their general congregation, general chapter in Rome. And they said, our formation is too long. Many young boys don't want to join because they say, oh, after finishing Jesuit formation, we ordain priests and join home for the aged. So they said, we'll make it shorter. So they kept in the agenda one point to discuss how to make Jesuit formation shorter. You know what happened? The Holy Father, John Paul II, he said, what? Jesuits are going to discuss how to make their formation? I demand that they take that topic out of the agenda. No discussion will be there for them to reduce their formation. Then he said, okay, if they want, let them discuss, but they must discuss how to make it longer, not shorter. Because, he says, the church demands and expects that the Jesuits do good, solid work defending the church. And the call for Jesuits is not just to be a priest serving in a parish, which is a very important and wonderful work, but there are other works that the church needs to do. See, today our world is very secular. There is secularism with the rise of the internet, with modernism, with new philosophical changes. Who is going to answer the big questions that young people ask? Who is going to challenge the very sinful ways that come up in the world? So he said, we need intellectual people. We need people who can fill in that role in the church. That is why the Jesuit formation is very long. That is why Jesuits are involved in education. That is why the Jesuits are involved in seminary formation. Father Joseph Biaka was saying many things. He did his theology under the Jesuits in Pune. That's why he knows our weaknesses. And okay, so one more thing I'll tell you about the Jesuits, which is helpful for you to get a good idea. You know, when St. Ignatius of Loyola, he wanted, with a group of young men, all highly educated, every one of the first companions of St. Ignatius of Loyola had a master's degree. When? 1500, more than 500 years ago. And master's degree was the highest level degree given by the university. So they were like today's PhD was those days master's degree. And they said, we want to serve the church by all means. So what can we do? Then they said, okay, let's go to the bishop and we will offer ourselves to the bishop and see what we can do for the church. Ignatius of Loyola said, no, bishop. We must make our service available to the universal church, not to one diocese, not to one bishop. So he took his men and went to Rome and submitted himself to the Pope. And he told the Pope, we Jesuits, you can send us anywhere in the world. You can demand from us any kind of work. You want to know how serious I am about what I'm telling you? We will take a vow that if the Pope demands anything of the Jesuits, we will never say no. So in our religious life, we take the vow of poverty, chastity, obedience, like all the other religious, and the vow of obedience to the Pope with regard to the missions. I'm saying this in the context of another important thing I want to tell you about the wonderful, wonderful church we have here in Mizoram, Aizawl Diocese, Barak Valley, and the Mizoram part of it. You know, our dear scholar Pusankhima has written this wonderful history of the church. He has also given us details about how many Catholics are there in Mizoram, how many priests and religious are there. I have not read his book because on the release day they banned the release gathering of people. I was waiting to read his book and now he's still hiding it in his cupboard because it's not yet released. I hope he'll release it soon. Okay, and the numbers given are, we have like about priests are 38? Yeah, and sisters are 150 something. Okay, now, sorry? 200 sisters. And so pretty sisters, how they managed to leave and join the religious life, I have no idea. But anyway, now, see, we have about 240 priests and religious. And actually, the total number of families we have in the Catholic Church in the Mizoram part doesn't go more than 5,000. There are thereabouts of 5,000. And you know what? From my little knowledge and calculation, the Diocese of Aizawl perhaps has the highest per family priest or religious in the whole of India. The number of families and the number of priests and religious is the highest in all over India, because the ratio comes to something like about 1 in 30 families has a priest or a sister. And that is amazing. I myself am amazing. That's also one reason why there are 17 religious congregations that have come and parked themselves in Aizawl Diocese. They want vocations. And Mizo families are so wonderful. They are giving great and wonderful vocations to the church. I said this point about the Jesuit going to the Holy Father because our Mizo 3 young men we have, we are not going to try to keep them in Mizoram. No, they are going to be missionaries and apostles carrying the faith to wherever the need is the greatest. Mizoram is filled with Christian people. We can become better Christian people, but there are more places where Christianity is not yet established. And therefore, we must become a missionary community. Don't try to bring your Mizo priests and sisters back into Mizoram. Don't do that. You be good Mizo Catholics and you spread the word. You live a good, send them out. Let them be your apostles and missionaries. Jesus gave that as his last command. Go out to the whole world. And therefore, it is important for the church in Mizoram, if you want to become a more lively church, if you want to become a more vibrant church, go out. Look outwards, don't look inwards. Any inward-looking church becomes passive, mild. We look at each other's faults, we criticize each other, and we go down. The only way we actually, even in psychology, it is the same. You look outward, and Christian faith is an outward-looking faith. And your community has done wonderfully well in giving the church so many nice and great and strong, wonderful men. I don't see too many young men here. I wish they were here to hear what I was saying, but we have mothers and fathers here. Encourage your children to continue this beautiful tradition we have in our land here. We are only 25 years as a diocese. Of course, before that we were part of other dioceses in Silchar and so on. But still, in 25 years we have accomplished a lot. And thank you very much once more on behalf of the provincial, regional superior, on behalf of his representative. And we have 10 beautiful, young, solid priests here coming from Nagaland, coming from Garo Hills, from Khasi Hills, from Assam, from Arunachal Pradesh, and so on. Your young men are going to go out and be missionaries there. A big group was supposed to come from Manipur, 15 of them. Last week was another ordination in Churchandpur, where Father James Vaipe was ordained. After that, many got COVID. So we told, nobody come. Even though they did not, our fathers, many did not get, but we told them, please don't come because we don't want you to. You can pray. There was the YouTube, the saying, so they would have participated in it. Thank you very much, dear Bishop, dear parish priest, dear community here. May God continue to bless you. And parents, mother, and foster parents, really, uncle and aunt, and all the siblings, thank you very much for Stephen. We will look after him well, don't worry, and all the best. Thank you. Please, Jesuits, come up. We are going to sing you a song. See, this is not a competition with your project. If we compete with, it is like this way. But what we are going to sing is, we are going to sing you a song about Saint Ignatius of Loyola, who he was. You know, he was a soldier. He was a soldier and he got converted. He was no more a soldier for his king, but a soldier for Christ the King and the church. So this is actually a militant song. It's a soldier song of what Saint Ignatius was and what he wanted us to do. And if anyone has worked in Jesuits, they would also know this song. And I invite you to enjoy this. Thank you. 1, 2, 3.
Noble knight, leader of the bravery, lead us on, oh lead us on, we will fight, need thy sway, need thy sway. What the foes gather near, we don't fear, we don't fear, will not shun, will not quit, this our noble career, we will stand ever true till death to thee, true to God, to faith and thee, true to thee. Lead us on gallantly, ever on valiantly, need thy banner to fight for the church and its run. All for God's own greater glory is our cry, battle cry. Not for gain nor in vain is our strife in this life, but for God, who is our King, all our hearts to Him we pray. Growing stronger as fighting lasts longer, and purer, to make heaven surer, with crosses and trials and many denials we stop, but to die true, loyal to our King who reigns on high. Ignatius, lead us on till we die.
Thank you so much, fathers, for the melodious performance. I felt really at home hearing the song from you all once more. And especially Father Anand, I don't know if you remember me, but we used to come and visit your mother during our college days. And it's very nostalgic for me and very special for me as well. Tunat swanin zai kan laungai thale don tonga Project Praise te zai torin kan some Project Praise, the stage is yours.
Kan Lalruatsak hi enge swaltify theyang Nal Krista ti sen chau lo chuan ti ani a voin kan hun ton nen hian in me viawin ka ria kan Puithiam tharin li tin maya Nal Krista taksa le ti sen manga in thoina long chu soi in thoina an lam tu te he in thoina lu sia te in shet chuan tir tu lo nei sela kan zai mai kan member te kan mer shet re Project Praise he kan huang a zawa amai ro chu zai tu ra som kan nei hian a zai tu to te hi kan kal mai thina hei lo po hi member hi tam tak kan la neya kan zinga hian Catholic mi to phot chu kan leng fe kan ni zaya tui mi kan nei chuan kan zinga hian kan leng fe kan nei chu helam berami hi Regina hi ania ko ngai ban no persela o city kan ni a chuan Noeli Seminaries chuan Agnes chuan Lucy Mary Usampui chuan Devita Josefa le Richard ten ya ke hi Francis Lumpong ya kan ya kasap ming chu ama ani
Enge swaltify theyam Iswa Christa Tisensavin Enge minti damlean Iswa Christa Tisensavin O Iswa Tisenin Faitakin mintlenga fai nadanga omlo Iswa Christa Tisenlo Swalfai nadanga omlo Iswa Christa Tisenlo
Tilcharinka chorlove
Iswa Christa Tisenlo O Iswa Tisenin Faitakin mintlenga fai nadanga omlo Iswa Christa Tisenlo Engma dangka dulave Iswa Christa Tisenlo tu ka lawmna ani Iswa Christa Tisenzo O Iswa Tisenin Faitakin mintlenga fai nadanga omlo Iswa Christa Tisenlo O Iswa Tisenin Faitakin mintlenga fai nadanga omlo Iswa Christa Tisenlo fai nadanga omlo Iswa Christa Tisenlo
Project Praise te in zai thiam le mai na chena kan soi to ang khan ani hi India ram mun shang shanga te zai turin an som china 2021 December or Christmas sa po khanin Lal Bahadur Shastri National Academy of Administration a hanin I kata training haute Christmas man pui tur khan an ron soma ani kha Masuria khan an zuzai wangwang ani me Project Praise te I kan lo me tuna chuanin present landu tetan lan theina hun kan hong dona khongai takin Father Stephen hello chause ti chuanin ama lo choi om tur hianin Father Zoliana kan han som ve reng reng te ang Father khongai takin stage lo chola
Diocese Catholic chalai Paul changin ania lompuin thil pe excitation hi kan chia chuakanga Reverend Father Stephen Lalruatsaka SJ Voin January ni som panga sang ni som ni pahnia Christa Puithiam na chunjom tura Puithiam nemnghehna ini le arong bol tura inun pumpui lan hi aropui kan ti in kan ngai tluzia lan ti nan he thuzia ki kan hlana che lalpa ichia lo hete hi ko me luka bungkhat chang som thum pariat diocese Catholic Chalai Pol Aizawl diocese.
Saint Thomas Charles Ramnunot Kohanina kan lompuina sel sangal he mechepolina an lompuina seng sang ni kan la ne
Diocese Sunday School Board atongin
St. Mary's Branch Catholic Mizo
Saint John Church Muthi ko ran atangin chuan Felix Zamona nu le pate family chu mi te chuan Reverend Father Stephen Lalruatsaka SJ
Joseph, Father Joseph Sabual na le chung de
Catholic Mizo Sam Tlang Ranstrangin
Reverend Father Stephen Lalruatsaka Krista Puithiam Thiang Lim Nitura Nemnghehna ini hikini Cathedral branch te chuan kan lompui chi a irong bol na lalpan mal somin kai shwai zel charo se Cathedral branch Mizo Pol mingin cheng sanga
St. Mary's Paris Catholic Mizo Pol tena kan lompui na cheng sanga
Priestly Ordination Lompuina Father Stephen Lalruatsaka from St. Mary's Church Electric Vein Cheng Sanga
Stephen Lalruatsaka SJ damchungata na Krista pasal thani tura in pekna aropui kan tin kan chuang tatsek cheni tilan tirnan he thil pek hi kan hlana che Holy Trinity Church ITI veng Aizawl
Saint Augustine Church Melriat atangin
Catholic Mizo Pol Cathedral Paris Kulikawn Reverend Father Stephen Lalruatsaka Pathian Shwaina Puithiam nemnghehna ilo ni ta hi kan lompui ma che lalpa pathian chuan I ma hruai zel ro se lompui nan cheng sanga tin keile ka chung te Bernadette lal thang humi sai lo in cheng sang ni kan te bo ka che
Secretary Charles lawmna Mizo Pol atangin
St. Paul's Church si Pirwenglun atangin cheng sanga
National Tanzwal and Family Tlangnuam
Father Arun Jotan Shangapualin
Saint Dominic's Church Tuikwa Latrangin
Saint Joseph Puithiam Kausan Nuho atangin
Catholic Chalai Pol St. Thomas Branch Ramlun atangin
Sacred Heart Paris lunglei lamatangin
Catholic Chalai Pol St. Mary's Branch Electric Vein
nang ma hruai sual zo lo tu che da berotlang group atangin ani chuan poisa hi arit lu tuga so kan ho tu pa pu David a chuan azat soi phallo
Catholic Chalai Mary Mother of Compassion Paris Sate Ekating
Secretary Charles Langnam Blokweng atangin cheng sanga
Cathedral Paris Pastoral Council atangin
Thilpek ron hlan tu te zong chunga kan lawma chuan kan father te chunga kan lawm boke tuna chuan kan program top lam kan lo thleng to a chu soi turin puluk sangkima kan som ma in hei kan la introduce chiang lutuk lo nin ka hria puluk sangkima hi kan puithiam thar a saka pa ania apaina boral santo kan ti a amai ro chu tuna hian pitan puinen hian he ordination a hlotlin nan hian engkim nu le pa chanan chang han ti la nu le pa ania a chanan chang tur po ni renga an ni hian engkim hi roman na an siam saka ati rachanga voin thlengin nakina po an la siam zui zelang chu chu ani hi an relation anin lai chin na kan lo hriat lo palta kin ne kan puithiam thar a saka pa ani tu soi turin somam
ka thu soi tur hi lom thu soi na vote of thanks ania ma se chumi ma chuan heng voina kan ruam man na engkim sipui kara ti hlotin ani thewang hian kan lom ma thin lung takin insan chunga lom thu kan soya voin hi kan ni kan chung ko tan ni hriat reng tlak red letter day te kan tianga ke ni tan d day ani voin hi chuwang chuan father Philippa hemi chung changa local kan ina a local masak bera kan lo soi chu ke ni chung kwa hian hetiang hun hi kan nu pai na bik takin kan tong le to don lo chu wang chuan kan thei to pa tha le mitlinga ti hi kan du ani ti kan lo sila chu tiang chuan voina hian i ami sing hemi khua boruak hetia an hri aron up le thu ta wang hian kan mi som turang te po kan titlem le ta thu ta thil ruam man dang kha chople chiling kan thak le tak awangin voina hian kan tum ang po hian thil engemo akal theilo na chin te a oma tu ken thleng kan ke mani chung te lam thleng point kan kal ngam to nem ten la ron ti ya engame local ro te kan in ti chu tiang vel chu ani ole voina hian reitak soina hun poni to lova ama sain kan bishop duam tak ne na hian lom thu kan soi dua ni kum lama khan tu nang hun hi nei kan du thu kha kan soya kan ngai tua na chuan kan chung kwa te kan ngai tua na chuan a boruak hemi covid hri hi an hiam lai vel tura kan ngaya ma se mi hring rem ruat na le ngai tua na chu adik theilawa tu na hian asan lai tak ang te po ani chho mai theya eng po ni se voina hian kan bisopin kan ruam man na te engkim min ti puitlin sak awangin achunga kan lom tak zet ani tin voina hian vice superior Reverend Father Richard Zarain SJ hemi tunan soito kohima bial tu le an team voina Mizo rama hemi kan ordination program ti lotling tura local zong te chunga thinlung le ti tak zetin lom thu kan seya so I really thank all the Jesuit members who came all the way from different places in the northeast. So you really made the ordination program a success. So we thank you from our utmost heart. Chumi rual chuan Puithiam te an kan bial tu Puithiam Father Joseph Lalbiak thanga chunga lom thu kan soi dua อันนี้เฮียนอติระจังอินมิน encourage เฮลัยติตูระอติราชวนโซตา Bishop House รัมธารติเตกันเรละมาเซเฮลัยเตฮีอโลเรมจางแต่โซกะติชวนอันนี้อโลนิยาคเตียงคานเองกิบะมินฟินชัวจุงอากันล้อมตักเสตาปุยเทียมเตไอตูเลอินตูเตปอามันบวชใส่ไออินหัวมาเซเกนินกันพัลบิกลวะสุดเตียงชวนถูเตกันอินชัววันนาฮิอันเบียลตูปุยเทียมfather Joseph ลาเบียกทั้งจุงอาฮิอันชุงกว่าอินทินลุงเลตีตักเสตินลมถูกันสวยอันนี้ตินวันนาปุยเทียม brother sister เตฉันเห็นตักไอโซลชูงจังอินเละอปอนจังเตปอนอย่างชูอันโลกละวันน่ะกันโปรแกรม Ordination โปรแกรมมินตีโหลดลินสักอวางินอินซาจุงะลอมถูกันสวยตักเมวอันนี้ตินชูบากาชวนกันกินเลยลกังอ่ะกูรันคอมมิตี้เตกูรันเมเชโปลเตทลายเตอตัวเตปเฮกัน Ordination โปรแกรมที่อโหลดลินเทนตูรินตีตักไม่วินท่าเลจุงมินชัวสกักันหล่อมาไซโปลขวัดหัวยไซอินก็เตียงคานไว้หนากันโปรแกรมโหลดลิงตะกินเบียกินชุงมอยตะกินมินรอนไซสกักอินชุงกันหล่อมาตินกระทิ้งไม่เชปอลเฮ้ยนิมินเลยนิมินเปียเตียนหัดลางก็เตียงคานเองกิมแช่งชวดเตคูตะ dining hall เตเองกิมอันติฟายอันจุงทินลุงเลตีตักเสตินกันหล่อมาตินชูบากะบิกตะกินมีดังปกันละซอยทวงอันนี้ขานวันแข่งขานทิลเปกเตอันละรุนลานะกันล้อมตักเสร็จอันนี้ตินกันใส่ตากังคานCathedral ไซโปลมอยตะกะมินไซสักอฟังคานอินจุงลอมถูกันสิละกะไซมอยตะกะเฮCathedralฮิอันชุนซอมเซลตูรินไฟนาฮิอันกันดูอิงกันรอนไซอิงกันรอนเงินตักเมอุเจอุอันนี้ติน project praise กาอันเทียมเลมายะอันเทียมดังข้าไอ้นี่จนกันสุขเทียมเราโจกังเนี่ยในช่วงนั้นสอยตัวกุมิงคริสต์มาสไลคานมุสุริยะคุตา IS training น้ำหุ่นอันสุขใจเองที่อันสมเงยเพจุกระเทลวะเต็นนิกุมคริสต์มาสไลคานกัวไดซิสอันสุขฟังตัวปกตูเต็นเงยสปอนเซอร์จุกระเทลวะจุดอย่างชวนอันใจสิลองจัมเปอร์คอยร์เตกันเถียอันใจนัสานมิงปอทังขัดยังคานินเกนี่พวกกันนี่เทนี่ตีข้าไว้หน้าเฮียงกังไอตัวน่าเตะออกมาไว้หน้าอับบิกตะกินกัน project praise เขาก็ถิ่นลุงเลยตีตักเสียตินหลอมถูกันสิลช่วยอินไซอิน practice นักสร้างที่เตะพวกกันริงขัดยังเทียมตัวจวนไว้หน้ากันอับบิกตะกิน Felicitation program เตะมินรำตีหลอดลินสักอฟางินลมถูกันสวยอันนี้ตินทิลเปกรอนเปตูกันไปเสียเปียละมาขาทิลเปกอินรอนเปียทินลุงเลตีตักจะตินลมถูกันสวยตินจุงปากาจวนไว้นะเฮตาหลอดลินนัตัวเราเกลซงเตกันสวยตัวงินสิปุยการะกันเกลงมังเอ็มงำเราว่าเอ็มตีอันนี้จุงการะชวนไว้นะนังมานี่อวางินเละให้ตูนเช่งปีนเฮโฮลคาตากันโปรแกรมที่หลอดเลี้ยงตัวระอินนอมอวางินอินแน่นาลอมถูกันสวยอันนี้ตินอบิตะกินอาสกาตานาตรงใจสักตูเตมีตั้มตักอันออกมามินศิลากันเสียจูวังจวนไว้นักกันโปรแกรมหลอดลินนัดอัตานเละบิกตะกินอาสกันให้เตียงหุ่นอันเข่งเทียปะเทียนปุยเทียมเทียงลิมในตุระอากาศกงทรงเล่น voina vortop athenga puithiam thiang lim ni tura bisopina anem he na trong trai sak tu zong te chunga lom thu kan soi tak zet ani ato bera chuan kan pathian he na lom thu kan soyak kan ruwa man na ni chena ka soita kan khan kumina bisop he na ni kum khan kan soyak bisopin athra lom min ti pue ti chuan ruwa man na kan neya kan soita kan khan Puite alo si om se tanga pin ngai tua na te kan neya ma se tun hi kan thlenga chutiang kara chuan pathian kai hruai na kan neya kan lom tak se ta voina hetiang ang ngai tua na kan ngai tua na te ti puitlin ani thei hi pathian hne na lom thu kan soya ama min khongai na le tran puina ni ti kan ria pathian hne na lom thu thin lung le ti tak se tin kan soi bok ani ti chuan ni chena amang khan min ron soi sak to amang hi kan fapa kan tia apa tenen amanga pi le kanu una wan ni chuan amanga kan program ti hlot ling tur hian amanga hi kan machuan bermaya tira po kan kova engtinge kan tiang ti zonga kan ko lo poin kan va phona anin zang khai takin engkim min ron ruam han saka TV program mo khatiang thil ti tu renga amanga kan tia anin min buai puya he program lotlin na nunga hian amanga hi omani ti hi voina hian ka soi dua chunga lom thu kan soi tak zet ani ti kha kan soi dua to bera chuan ni china aron soi to nak tu ka sabuala kan ti tur kha kan ti le thei tak lo wangin helaya voina local zong te pathian he na lom thu soi na mas masaber apuala soi masak ber tura hian in zavaya min ron toyom le turin kan som chua chuti rual chuan kan thua ni lawa kan control thei pialamani sabual khotlang abi takin kathik te kathik lo te po kan ti lung hnure me ma se kan ti ke mani ti luile kan du wanga kan ti ni lawa chuti chung chuan an chunga hian ngai dam te po hi deal te po hi ngai kan sia an khongai thak me ma WhatsApp ate chuang kum som pariat kan lo in ruaman ve to tiang te khatiang an feeling kha an ron ti chuaka voina hetiang kan ti theilo hi poi kan ti ya amai ro chu pathian in hun thajok min la siam tura kan be se tu na hian ke mani chung kwa lama tanga ril ru le ngai tu na kan nei chu pathian zara tu na tanga rei vak lo hian hun thajok te covid boruwa ka wanga om thei kan ringa chumia tan chuan sabuala hian puithiam first mass thanksgiving mass ne lovin puithiam tharlom na hi kan rilruwa chuan buat sai kan latuma chu min riat sakula nakina bisop te tu po voina Mizoram po na local zong te heng te po hi kan la som le thei tura kan ngai chu tiang ruam man na le ngai tua na chu kan ne ni ti kha min riat puila nakina lim le lom takin akhotlang te pon si laka lau tu rom to lo kara khan thenom khoveng da lung te nen lung rual takin he kan ruam man na kan program hi kan la ti hlot ling thei tura kan ngaya chu ta chuan in zavaya min trong tai sak pathian ne na min thlen sak tur poin kan ron ngen chu ni e kalome
Catholic Kulikawn chu chinchiana lirina khat kan ti thina voina hanin shet non tirata na kan du chu puithiam thar kan nei hian Catholic mi ten kan chi bai liam satlia mai ngai lowa an kut riak noya kha an fop thina ni chu za na entir nan le puithiam thiang hlim an ni na kan shet puina ani ti kha kan hanin shet non tir ni sela tun nu hian Catholic mi te hian kan ti phung kan chin than tha le moi tak tak omze ril tak tak nei hi kan thei ngil na sa deuh to nin a hriata he chuwang chuan I ching thar le ang u hei hi chin dan moi tak ril em ani ti kha he kan anin hriat non tir le li sela chuan a top nan chuan kan Puithiam thar khonga in stage a hen lo chho sela kan zawain kan dinganga mal somna min penga chumi zo a chuan pathian hne na ro puina hlanin kan trin don nia
lalpa chin henam ro se pathian thilagim bi thei pa le fa pa le tharau thilim chu mal som je ro se ro puina chu pa le fa pa le tharau thianglim henam ro se ati ro mangin tunare tuanin amen pa le fa pa le tharau thianglim mingi amen